pipeline, they have to dilute it. And they have to dilute it with highly toxic chemicals like naphtha, natural gas condensate, or synthetic crude itself. These are all known carcinogens. They have benzene, things like that in them. That's why when you hear about a tar sand spill, like the one in the Kalamazoo River that they mentioned there, the first thing that the people talk about is that their kids started getting sick. It's just like what the people in Athabasca were saying too, you know. But with the tar sand spill, the stuff they dilute it with off gases into the air right away. So people started inhaling that, and it affects your breathing, it makes you nauseous, gives you headaches. 60% of the community, of the surrounding community in Kalamazoo were hospitalized or otherwise treated for health problems. And I think there were 320 hospitalized. The next thing that happens is that once the diluents have evaporated, then the bitumen goes back to its more natural state, which is solid, and it sinks to the bottom of the river or into the soil or wherever it is. And it is really hard to get out. There's still, 2 years after that Kalamazoo spill, they still haven't gotten it out of the delta of Morrill Lake. And they probably never will, according to Environmental Protection Agency officials. That's the one that the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board referred to as the Keystone Cops. They were talking about Enbridge. But when we look into Kinder Morgan, we find out that they have some Keystone Cops in their background too. And what gets me is I'm always hearing the pipeline companies say, oh, we'll build a better one. You know, oh, it's going to be bomb-proof, you know. They usually say that right after a spill. But the track record isn't there. The Keystone 1 pipeline was built in 2010, just 2 years ago. It had 12 spills in its first year. And I believe I read it's had up to 35 spills since it was built. So really, you know, as someone said in the film, they cannot guarantee that there won't be a spill. And from what we've seen, these spills are disasters. So I think that the choice that they came up with there is the right one. You know, it's pretty despairing to look at those tailing ponds and just the destruction of the environment, but then to go into the community and hear what the people are experiencing, you know, downriver from the tar sands facilities. That is, it just makes my heart sore. When I mean sore, not sore like a hot. It makes me hurt to hear that. But coming through all the way through the movie to the end, there's hope. And it's not that hard. As the guy said, we've got the technology. Well, all we have to do is do it. And the Germans are doing it. And we're not. So that's the choice. I think we have the opportunity to stand up and say, no, we don't want this. They're shipping tar sands through the line now. Stop it, you know. No talk about twinning it. If they want to continue shipping oil, fine. The Chevron refinery needs oil. It's not getting enough because of tar sand shipments. So we made an agreement to put that pipeline in. I live on land where it crosses. We agreed to it. Keep the agreement. Let them ship oil through. That will be needed for the next 20 years probably. But don't ship tar sands. That's dangerous. That's just too risky. And start talking about alternatives to tar sands. That's what I've come to. So I think we need to speak up, you know. Everybody write letters, talk to people. If you can talk to 5 people, just 5 people who aren't convinced yet, and tell them about it. You will have done something really valuable. If we all do that, it won't take long. We've got I'm with the Pipe Up, Eddie, Ian, Sheila, Sandy, and others in the room are with the Pipe, I'm Wendy, with the Pipe Up Network. Kevin. And we're having a town hall meeting in Chilliwack on August 22nd, and that'll be a good opportunity to come out, learn more, speak up, hear what people are doing, what people have learned, and start to get active, doing something about it, be part of the solution. So I'll leave some of these flyers that you can pick up, and if you want any more information about Pipe Up, I've got some cards, contact information.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm actually an agriculture student at UCFE here, UFE, sorry. And that's one thing that he sort of stopped dead on at the, we get our food from the shopping store, but where else do we, like it comes from the farms and what is the Fraser Valley? We grow food here and of course like cattle and everything else, livestock, right? And that aquifer, if it gets poisoned, right? Like how are we gonna water the crops, feed any animals? Like it's so detrimental. I can't even like, being in the agriculture industry, it's really, learning about it, it's really, really amazing how we really do depend on water. And it was nice that they showed how the natives would be, and currently are being, their livelihoods are being destroyed by this. But also down here too, we can't even begin to imagine how our lives would change if just one spill just destroyed the aquifer. And I think if we maybe focus around here for that Kinder Morgan pipeline, like try to get farmers more active on that aspect of it, and the community that needs the farmers, etc. That'll be very, very important, because those farmers do hold a lot of weight in this area. Whether it be a blueberry farmer, raspberry, like it doesn't matter. And we're the raspberry capital of Canada. I mean,
I thought it was corn.
well, but anyway.
One thing too, I was looking at the newspaper today that came out, and the little strip of the headline at the top, I think it was talking about this meeting. It said that the pipeline is becoming a political football. I think it should say that the pipeline is becoming a community concern. And we have to change that attitude that it's a political football. Okay? It's not a political football. I mean, it's a concern. And we have to tell newspapers, I'm going to write a letter to them and say, hey, you know, it is a community concern, not just, yeah, are there politicians here tonight? There might be, are there? No. There's none here, so I think we should change that attitude.
Anybody from Kinder Morgan?
No.
Nobody from Enbridge?
But yeah, let's make it a community concern, because I mean that's what it is, and it's good to see people show up to meetings like this.